What's for dinner, Charlie?
What?
So what's for dinner?
I don't know. You tell me what's for dinner.
Oh, brother. Man, that's your lane. I don't do dinner. You do dinner.
That doesn't make any sense. You asking me what's for dinner?
Because that's your role. That's your lane. You the woman. You do dinner.
Ronald, is not a role. It's not.
It is a role, Charlie, and somebody got to do it.
Why can't I ever ask you what's for dinner?
I am not the woman. You are. And your role as a woman is to make sure your man eat.
Are you kidding me? That is not how that works, Ronald.
So you want me to cook?
You can sometimes.
I don't know how to cook, Charlie.
We'll figure it out.
All
What's
right.
for dinner?
Okay,
I always got to figure that out.
because that's your role.
It's no such thing. Nowhere in the Bible does it say a woman's role.
Nowhere in the Bible says a man's role. So don't even go to the Bible. Go to our relationship.
Well, I'm tired of it, Ronald.
Charlie, you got to do something in a relationship. What, you going to sit around and do nothing?
You can cook, or either you can order something, or you can figure it out. You can surprise me sometimes. It's not a role. There's no such thing as gender roles. It's just not. It's what you're trying to make it out to be. So let's move on to something else. What's for dinner?
If I wanted to cook, Charlie, I wouldn't have married you. As a man, I have a right to have my woman to cook a meal, to have dinner for me, to show that she loves me and respect me as a man. What's so funny to you?
Okay, it's whatever, because you don't want way left, but whatever. I guess we won't eat. Because I'm not
All
moving like
right, what are you going to do in a relationship then, Charlie? If you're not cooking, what are you going to do?
Are you serious? I do a lot. I do as much as you do.
What?
I'm not a home wife or wife home. Or
Somebody got to cook, Charlie.
housewife or
Somebody got to
yeah,
cook.
so-
And it can't be me because I don't know how to cook. So it defaults to you. You're a woman. You know how to cook. So why don't you cook?
All right. Okay.
If I knew how to cook and I was a woman, I would cook.
I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm going through this every single time. We fall into the same trap and we just argue about the same stuff.
No. Okay. You be the man and I'll be the woman then.
We'll get to cooking.
We'll get to leave.
Bye. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RCRC. That is the Relationship Connection with Ronald and Charlie. I am Charlie Willis, a mental health therapist.
I'm Ronald Willis, a marriage and family therapist. And Charlie, what was going on in that skit, man? Help our viewers out.
Well, there was a lot trying to go, happen in the skit, but obviously I had to put a stop to it.
Well, what was going on? As a man, I have some right. And I have male privilege. Okay? And you have to understand that, Charlie. As a man, I have some privileges going on.
Yeah, we're going to talk about those privileges. But before we do, we want you to know that we are here to equip, empower, and educate couples on how to thrive in their relationships. How? Through candid conversations right here on this platform.
And don't forget to help support this ministry by making a contribution to our Cash App at First Focus Faith. And if you're watching by YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe, do it all because we need it all.
That is correct. Now let's get back to the foolishness.
No, let's get back to my male privilege. I'm a man. I have some rights.
Like I said, the foolishness. So, as we know, men stand on this platform.
No, the society has conditioned and told us as men we have male privilege.
Okay, yeah.
That's right.
This is true. This is definitely true. So when we talk about male privilege, let's just give a definition out there for those who may not even know what we're discussing, because there's a fine line here, okay?
Fine line.
So
I understand. Go ahead, Joe Charlie.
male privilege is the unearned entitlement where men believe that they have advantages or rights, so to speak, over women based solely on their gender.
I don't know that I agree with all this definition because it's it says unearned. Well, just being born a male makes me earn these rights and advantages over women.
Exactly, that's the issue.
What is the issue?
Unearned.
I earned it by being a boy. I earned it by being a male.
It makes no sense.
I earned it by being a man.
Just because you are male, that is like, it's almost like, what, you thinking you're superior?
I have certain rights.
Because we all have rights.
But I have certain rights. Can't get
That's
this
why.
I have certain rights because I'm a man. I have certain rights.
Yeah. Guys, we really need you to weigh in on this topic. So let's just get into it in case, some people don't know. What does male privilege look like?
Well, I want to talk about this skit. I have a right as a man for my wife to have some food cooked for me when I get home.
That is so 1900.
Somebody gotta cook, like we said in the skits. Somebody gotta do it.
Yeah, but when
I'm working hard, way harder than you, Charlie.
No, see, that's where you're wrong. I am working also outside of the home, inside of the home. The key is
I'm working harder.
No such a thing
than you.
And such a thing. I don't know why men. Yeah, I'm saying it. I don't know why men seem to think that they work much harder than women in general.
Because it's a fact. FACT.
Not taking into account of what women or your partners are doing inside and outside the home. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. So, again, he's lost for words. But let's talk about what it looks like so you can kind of see because there was a lot going on in that skit. Yeah, you wanted a meal. Yeah,
That's
you
right.
expected a meal at a certain time when you got home. Yeah, my
you always have a problem with you cooking.
That's right. And my challenge or argument back was the fact that I want a meal cooked too. Why can't I come home and there's a meal made?
Because you're the woman and I'm the man. That's why.
If I was maybe, would I call it a home house, somebody wife, kind of somebody who didn't.
Somebody help me out.
I would probably have no, problem. But if I'm outside working as much as hard of you as you, and also dealing with the children and all this extra stuff. I'm sorry, I don't want to call it baggage, but extra stuff going on. But anyway, let's move into looking at examples of male privilege, so you can decide whether you guys are in this position and what may needs to be adjusted. Okay. All right.
What you got, Charlie?
So some examples of male privilege that where men society seems to bring forth and have people think is that being paid more for the same job.
Now these are facts.
Yeah. Now
these are facts. These are facts. I'm a man. I should get paid more than you because you're a woman.
How? You running a household, this other person running a household too. Why? I mean, and then what if I'm doing a better job than you?
I'm a man. Male privilege.
It's not good.
I mean, it's true. It's factual.
It is true.
These facts are not for you to agree or disagree.
Yeah, it's not a big argument about that. It is true.
They're factual. I'm a man. I get paid more than you.
Okay.
Society says so.
All right. Whatever. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
That's right. A man can have the exact same job as a woman and get paid more.
This is true.
She can even work harder or better or be even smarter, but because I'm a man, I am getting paid more. And why is that? Because traditionally, man is the provider. So we got to make sure that the provider is making enough money to provide.
Okay.
That's society.
That is society.
That's society. That's the standard. Now, it is slowly making some adjustments, make some changes. Don't get it twisted now.
Okay, but we hadn't got to that place where we can say that this does not exist anymore. It's still relevant in today's society where men are getting paid more than women and they're doing the exact same job, and the women could be working better than the man, but the man still get paid.
I definitely, this is true.
Yeah,
do wholeheartedly believe. All right, so let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
All right. Men coming home and resting while expecting the wife to take care of the house and the kids, although she works too. Exactly what I was just saying.
Another true statement.
Now,
and sometimes it's based on my job is harder than yours, or I make more money than you.
That's ridiculous.
I'm telling you the facts.
I know, but that's ridiculous to even think that way. That
well, a lot of households, the men make more than the women. Not all households, and a lot of jobs that's harder are jobs that men particularly have versus women.
So think about that statement. Not the second part about working harder, but think, because there are some women, there are some power women out there who's carrying the household. Yeah. So we're not
negating those facts. Are we bringing in some things that's factual about this male privilege that's going on? Okay, and it's not a 100% across the board, because as I said earlier, society has made some shifts and some changes and adjustment. But just because the shifts and adjustment have been made, we haven't completely came to the manifestation where male privilege does not exist anymore. It still does.
It does. It definitely does.
Hey, when I come home, I want to rest. Okay,
I want to rest too.
I want to get something to eat, and I want to rest and let you take care of the home, let you take care of the kids, and let you take care of the meal. Okay. Because I've been working harder than you. I make more money than you, right? So, I want to rest when I get home. Now, I'm tired.
If you are out there working harder, granted.
Yeah, because some have some physically challenging jobs that women don't have now.
Okay, you out there working harder, I understand. But I do still feel that in some instances, somewhere there needs to be a balance when we're both outside of the home.
I mean, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, good.
I'm just stating we're just stating facts on what's going on, to give you an example of what male privilege looks like.
All right.
Okay, don't get it twisted and think that it does not exist. Because you see some women in these, these jobs making money. Some women are CEOs, some women are president of companies, right? Yeah, that is true. But that does not mean that the male privilege has all of a sudden disappeared. Disappeared.
All right. All right, let's go with point number 3 here. So men are more likely to be listened to just because they are men or they are a man. I mean,
that is true.
That pretty much
That's
sucks.
True. It comes from this platform that men want to have, and that is respect. Mm-hmm. And so I'm gonna listen to you more because you're a man.
Now
you know what you're talking about.
I will say that I have found it as a woman in power, because I am a woman in power. Okay, and as I held a job and hold a job in management, and I'm managing over males. It doesn't bother me, but I wonder if it bothers them that I had to tell them what to do.
Shifts, you don't know, but if you take let's say you're in a boardroom, right? It's a male and a female in the room, and both of them are in charge and stuff, right? Hey, who do you think they're gonna listen to most?
Okay, what do you mean? We both in the boardroom? Who is who? What position?
We both are in charge. We both in charge. Okay. So we both are heading this company. We both are leaders of the company and stuff, right? Who do you think they're gonna listen to more? The man. Okay. Society says so. I mean, I'm not saying it's right. Yeah. I'm just saying what society is doing. But now it's not a 100%, as I keep saying, across the board, but it does exist.
But it also deals with presentation, because when I step back and look at where we are in in
If you look at the
running a
church,
company
look at
or
it.
in a church. Yeah,
Yeah, look at the church.
it does. It
Men,
just depends.
is more men that are pastor and women that are co-pastor versus the opposite of that. Okay, and if you got a pastor and a co-pastor, who you gonna listen to? You're gonna listen to the pastor more than the co-pastor. Okay,
That is not always the case.
I'm not saying always. I'm just simply stating some facts about this male privilege. I'm a man and I automatically have privilege because I am a man. Okay, women don't necessarily have that. They have to fight for that, and they're fighting for it now, and they're winning some battles where they making this shift to bring in equality.
Yes.
We're all equal.
But
we may be different, but we're all equal and have something to bring to the table.
Right. But let's look at that equality in our homes. That male privilege. And can men, I'm talking to you, I'm leaning in. Do you see where you exert male privilege?
As a man, I have a right to have my woman to cook a meal, to have dinner for me, to show that she loves me and respect me as a man.
I may not be thinking I'm exerting male privilege, even though I feel like I'm entitled to and have the right to have this meal provided for me at this particular time when I come home. I may not see that. Maybe I'm accustomed to it. Maybe I saw that growing up. Maybe that's how my mom treated my dad. Maybe that's my past. So that's the only thing I see, the only thing I know. So therefore, I expect that without realizing I may be exerting male privilege in my relationship without even realizing it.
Mm-hmm. So you know what? That makes me think about male privilege. Not, even though this is a relationship connection, we talk about the relationships between in your home or between who you're in sync with. When you think about it, it could be going on in all different types of relationships, because here we did talk about the work environment as well. Okay. So let's look at number 4 here, which brings on another aspect of it. Fourth point here, salespeople will assume that they could take advantage of you because
you're female. Right.
So that
and they automatically assume they can't take advantage of a man.
So okay.
From a female, we can take advantage of her.
Or not only that, it's the way a male will speak to someone.
Right.
Will speak to a woman.
They may speak with another man with more respect.
That's just bad.
Because we're on the same team. I can't take advantage of you. So we're on the same team, so I'm gonna respect you more.
So what, you don't think I'm smart enough?
It's not based on who's the smartest. It's based on who can I influence the most. And society says that I can influence women more than I can influence a man. So therefore, I can take advantage of you. That's society. That's not me, y'all. But let's go ahead and dive in and see how this affects the relationship, because this is the relationship connection, right?
Right. Let's get back to that.
Yeah, I want to dive into how does the having male privilege affect the relationship. What you got, Charlie?
Number 1, I can tell you right off the bat, it's going to destroy the connection between you guys.
That's right.
It is. Because when I think of it as a woman, and if I think of that you're exerting yourself over me, I'm going to start thinking that you feel like you are superior.
Right. The equality is really going out the window. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. We're not equal. Okay. And then because we're not equal, that kills us coming together to connect. Okay. And it goes against our scripture. And what our scripture says?
Oh, we're talking about Genesis 2:24. When a man leaves his father and mother, that's when he's united with his wife and they become one flesh. You're cleaving.
That's right. And if you exert male privilege over your partner, right, you're going to struggle with this area. You're going to struggle to cleave and connect, because there's going to be some resistance from her to you because you are demonstrating something over her.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think really in pushes that that struggle, as we know, also in Genesis, when it talks about after the fall, the woman will struggle to rule over the man.
No, the man will. Say that again.
The woman, die,
will struggle.
We'll want to rule.
Okay,
yes.
You want to rule. Okay, mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right.
And then that is some, because we can get
Yeah, y'all can.
yeah. Especially we think that you're trying to exert yourself over us. That's more of a conversation when it comes in with submission and really knowing what that means and how it looks.
Okay.
So okay. So
All right.
next point here, it's going to create disrespect, and this is where I was going, for your partner.
And that's two ways. I'm not respecting you. I'm exerting male privilege on you. And
Woo!
because I'm trying to exert male privilege, you're not going to respect me.
That is good, because you know what? I wasn't even thinking about how you're disrespecting me. I wasn't.
That's right.
I'm thinking I'm ready to come from my pounce.
Male privilege does not come from a place of respecting you. It comes from a place of having power and control over you.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And your goal is to connect and be equal, not for someone to have power and control over another person. Because if you exerting power and control over me, I'm gonna react to that in a negative way.
Right. So 1 Peter 3:8 tells us, finally, all of you be like-minded, be sympathetic, love one another, be compassionate, and be humble. Can we do that?
Yeah, like we said, mean like-minded, because like-minded maybe think of y'all being equal. Mm-hmm. It's not y'all being the same, okay? Mm-hmm. But it's y'all having similar thoughts that bring your relationship in such a way that you connect when no one is over the other person.
Right.
Because that kind of relationship is not effective and does not work and it's not according to the scripture.
Right. So we got a few more points to get to. But before we do, let's take a commercial break.
All right, we're back from the commercial break. So let's continue. We're talking about ways that male privilege will affect your relationship. And we talked about it destroys the connection, and we're talking about it create disrespect for your partner. What's another way, Charlie?
All right, another point here, number 3 to note is it will cause you to feel superior over your wife. Oh, really?
That's right, because we talked about earlier about this power and control that I'm having over you. So therefore, I have power and control over you. It's going to create a thought process. I'm superior.
But see, I was thinking that. I was thinking because you're trying to exert this, that you think you're superior to me.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
So you are thinking that too?
I'm thinking that. That's right. And then you're going to react to it. How are you going to react to it?
I'm going to react negatively.
Yeah, you're going but it's
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you're gonna resist, okay, or you may give in.
That is true,
right? So you may resist create arguments and create resentment, create a second point, disrespect, okay. But also you will respond to it another way, and that leads us to our fourth point.
All right. Create low self-esteem.
It will not make you feel good about self, because no one really wants someone that they love and cherish to be superior than them. This is why it's so important to have a thought process that we equal. Yes, we have different tastes, different thoughts, different feelings. There's some things you better at than me and vice versa, and all these things go on in a relationship, but none of those things make anyone superior over the other person. We equal. And so when you demonstrate being over someone, they're going to react. Okay, they're going to react aggressively, right? Which be some resentment, some arguments, some dysfunctions, some chaos going on, like we did in the skit. You were resisting this cooking that I wanted you to do and stuff, right? or it may create our last point, which is low self-esteem, where you don't feel good about self. Maybe you become passive, you don't talk and stuff, and you allow me to have power and control over you because now you fear me.
Yeah, but you know what starts to happen? I'm leaving the relationship at that point.
Yeah, you're not satisfied in a relationship. Okay, if someone else come along and start talking different, that appeases you, that's attracted to you, it can create some chaos in a relationship where you start having emotional connection with someone else because they're treating you better than your spouse.
All right. So let's look at what we can do. What can we do?
Yeah, what we can do about this male privilege?
So first, we want to recognize how it may be impacting your relationship. And that means, well, to me, when I hear that, I need to be kind of vocal to you if I'm feeling a certain kind of way. Because are you thinking this when you're out exerting?
I may not know it. Yeah. I may not know I'm exerting male privilege on you because we say it's unearned. So it's entitlement in my mind that I didn't earn. So I may not be aware that I'm even doing it. Okay. I'm not aware that I'm exerting male privilege over you because I feel like I'm entitled to come home and rest while you take care of the kids, while you take care of the home, while you cook a meal. I'm entitled to do that. And that's false.
That is.
Okay? And I may not be aware of that because my background may suggest something else because that's what I was taught growing up. That's how my dad and mom operated.
All right. So the second point I want to make that kind of connects to this one here is listen to your partner. So just don't shrug it off. So when your partner says they're feeling a certain type of way, take those words for what they are. Value what I am saying.
Right. Sometimes it's gonna be hard to do when you disagreeing or you don't understand. So it could be difficult to do, but just because it's a challenge to do doesn't mean it's impossible to do. And that's why you want to recognize these are one of the things that should be done in the relationship to ensure that no one is having any privilege over someone else. Okay. So I want to listen to you and value what you're saying. I don't have to agree with you with what you are saying. But when you talk, I should listen.
That's right. All right. So the third point, we want you to know, be patient and be kind. 1 Peter 4:8 tells us, above all, love each other deeply because love covers a multitude of sin.
That's right. The most important aspect of this subject is to love your partner, not exert male privilege over them and make them feel like they have low self-esteem or create dysfunction and discord and resistance in the relationship and disrespect in the relationship. No, love them for who they are. And don't try to make them out to something else, okay? And then don't try to have power and control over them. This is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to be equal in the relationship. It's important. It's important to recognize and address the male privilege in a relationship in order to create a more equal and healthy partnership.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
All right, guys, we want to thank you. We are out of time, but thank you guys for stopping in and taking a look, discussion with us. Please leave your comments. We want to know how you feel about it, and we will have another great topic for you next week. All right. Bye-bye. We are here to equip